Hello and welcome to the Futurist 3D video training series. My name is Jeff Christiana and this is video number 9 of the ReplicatorG 34 video series on how to use the control panel. You can access your control panel via the menu or via the icons on the desktop. So we'll go ahead and click on the control panel icon here. Here we have the control panel. When you open the control panel, you'll see down below here in the status area that you'll get an unknown X, Y, Z, and E. Basically, this is information the control panel is feeding back, because right now we're sitting at all 0 coordinates. The way to stop this from displaying is to click Make Current Position 0. And in doing so, you basically turn that reporting off. ReplicatorG sees it and doesn't understand what it means, so it's putting unknown. It's not an error, there's no problem, there's no issues with this, so it's just information. So what we're going to look at here is, let's start in the upper left. Homing. Homing will home your print head to the X end stop, the Y end stop, and the Z end stop. Jog controls. X minus, Y positive, Y positive, Y minus, Z positive, Z negative. So what we've got here is, if you move X negative, you'll move the head to the left. X positive, you'll move it to the right. Y, you're going to move your bed forward. Y negative, move your bed backwards. Z positive, move your head up. Z negative, move your head down. And as you press these buttons, you'll see over here on the Jog Mode, this tells it how far. So when you hit Y positive, you're going to go 50 millimeters. You can change this all the way down to 0.01 millimeters. The X, Y, Z indicators here show where your current position is at. So if I go X positive for 50, you will have a 50 appear here. If I go Y positive for 50, you'll get a 50. So you can see that here. And then the same thing with Z. So we're going to go ahead and set this back to 0. These numbers mean nothing when you start printing. This is only a way of manually moving your bed and print head around. This is only for testing. It doesn't care when you print, it doesn't care what is in any of this. All of control panel doesn't mean anything. I know a lot of you out there ask me questions about, I went in here and set the X and Y coordinates to 0, I went and did this and centered. That does not make the program, my start.g code file automatically homes, automatically sets it where it needs to go. And then in SceneForge under multiply there is a center function, and that centers your print head when it starts to print. The XY speed here automatically defaults to the max, which is 5,000, and this is set within the machine.xml file, which we talked about in earlier videos. So you can bring this down, move the head, move it slower, you can speed it up. I usually leave it at the fastest speed. Same thing with the Z-axis. Down below, stepper motor controls. You can either, if you want to move your plate with your hand or your head with your hand, you want to click disable. That'll shut off all stepper controllers. Enable turns on all stepper controllers. If you're going to let your machine sit for long periods of time and you're in here messing around, I would make sure that you hit disable. You don't want your stepper motor powered, for through the night, 12 hours on, not doing anything, just sitting there energized. So make sure you hit disabled. When you finish a print job, I have it automatically disable the motors when it is complete, so you don't have to worry about that when you print something, go to bed, or leave your shop. When the print job is finished, the printer will shut down completely. Extruder motor controller. This is where you're going to go when you want to extrude plastic and get your head ready to go. Normal value will be 100. Extrude duration, I would recommend doing 30. You'll probably have to click forward about 3 times to get the filament to go all the way through the print head. It's got quite a ways to travel. You can reverse, you can stop, you can go forward. Extruder temperature controls. What you're going to do here is when you're getting ready to get the filament ready for your print head, you want to do at least 220 degrees Celsius. You can see to the right that you've got a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Right now my machine is not hooked up to any heater, so this is not going to increase. Platform temperature, you want at least 70 for PLA, 110 for ABS. Some people use 150. Our heated build platforms are now capable of 150 plus Celsius. Down below here, you'll see what you've set your temperature to is the purple. The platform temperature is your yellow. These lines here down below, the red and the green, will slowly, gradually rise up to meet this set temperature. So this is a good way to troubleshoot if you have any intermittent heater issues, any problem. It should be a nice smooth arc that arcs up and then gradually moves in, and it should hold its temperature between 2 to 3 degrees. So you can see on our this is one thing to look for is when you have your printer, make sure your temperatures are pretty close. You know, if your room's a little cold and your build platform sometimes will be colder than what the room temperature is, you'll see the number varies at least by 5 degrees or so. So if I take my finger and I touch one of the thermistors, touch the right one here, there you go, we're up to 33, 34, 35, 36 degrees Celsius. Now I'll take my finger off of it and you'll see it go back down. You can do the same with the heated build platform. 20, 33, 35, yep, so those work great. So this control panel is really just a place to go to test your thermistors, bring up your print head, your heated build platform, extrude your plastic through, get it ready for an actual print job. So that is the control panel, and we will see you in video 10.